right now. This is Big 12 Sports Saturday. Presented by George Webb Restaurants. Our kitchen's always cooking.
Good evening and welcome to Big 12 Sports Saturday. I'm Stephanie Sutton alongside our fabulous friend Drew Olson and the always entertaining Jared Fialco. Today we're breaking down an interconference matchup between the Green Bay Packers and New England Patriots. The Brewers on the playoff push with just 5 games left. We take a look at the Crew's chances to secure a postseason wild card berth. Bucks basketball is back. We preview the upcoming season as the team is set for their first preseason action tonight. And Tony Romo returns home. The former NFL quarterback getting honored with a special dedication at last night's Burlington football game. But first, we begin with another disappointing Saturday for the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall. Bucky welcoming Big Ten foe, the Illinois Fighting Illini, to Madison this morning. The Badgers did score on their opening drive, a 21-yard pass from Graham Mertz to running back Isaac Guerrero, but it was all downhill from there. The Badgers only able to muster 208 total yards of offense and only 2 yards on the ground. Sacked 5 times and they turned the ball over 3 times, losing 34-10. Badgers' first loss to Illinois at home since 2002. Yes, meaning 20 years since they lost to them at Camp Randall. Here's head coach Paul Chryst after the game.
We just got to play better. You know what I mean? And there are things we didn't run the ball well today, and we had a good first drive, and that was about it, really. And I think that when you do convert on third downs, we weren't very good on third down. When you convert on third down, now you've got more offense. So we just haven't been putting things together, and that's something that if we're going to be, we need to be better, right? It's got to give our team a chance to win.
So the Badgers with another huge loss against a Big Ten opponent with 3 losses already. What does Bucky have to do to try and salvage the rest of the season? Is there any hope left? Drew, your thoughts on today's game?
It's been a while since we've been in this circumstance, Stephanie, but the Badgers have a coach who's on double secret probation. I mean, they have to turn things around. They have to dig a toehold. But I have to ask, what's the record for wake-up calls in the season? New Mexico State, Ohio State, and now Illinois. This is supposed to be a wake-up call. They responded well to that loss, the first drive, like Paul Chryst said, but after that, it was just a brutal afternoon. This is a program in terminal oil. It's heading in the wrong direction. The drums are beating for Paul Chryst's head now. We know that in Wisconsin and Madison, people tend to give coaches a lot of leeway. They have a long leash. There was a time when Greg Gard, the basketball coach, people wanted his head, and then they stuck with him, and he won a Big Ten championship right after that. I don't know that Paul Chryst is going to get that chance. They have to turn it around. They have to beat Northwestern. They have to go on a run here. They have to start playing Wisconsin football, which is limiting turnovers, limiting penalties, and winning football games. Oh, and maybe rushing a little bit, too.
Jared, your thoughts on the Badgers getting blown out at home by Illinois?
It just doesn't compute up here. I feel like I am an AI that's going to explode. Does not compute, does not compute. How does RBU rush for 2 yards on 24 carries? Seriously, 0.1 yards per carry. It doesn't make sense. And I mean, I guess opposing defenses are just going into this point and throwing 8 in the box and say, hey, Braylon Allen, beat us. And he had done a heck of a job. I think he at one point had led the nation in terms of rushing yards with defenses facing 8 in the box. But at this point, they have just said, Graham Mertz, you got to beat us. And I don't think Mertz has the tools, nor does he have the surrounding weapons to do so. And it certainly showed that way today.
I kind of feel like the Badgers were out-badgered by Illinois and Bielema of all coaches. Now, again, it's been years since Bielema was the head coach at Wisconsin, but I felt like he was a little too comfortable with this team here at Camp Randall today on Saturday. And the Badgers against the Fighting Illini at the line of scrimmage just were more physical. They played better. Too many turnovers by Wisconsin's part. They just didn't look like themselves today, and I don't know what this kind of means going forward. I mean, at this point, I guess they would be lucky to make a bowl game. We'll have to see. Well, does this mark the end or perhaps maybe the final season for Paul Chryst at Wisconsin? Jared, is he on the hot seat? Is that seat getting warm right now?
I know that he won Big Ten Coach of the Year consecutive years, but it is, of course, a what have you done for me lately kind of sport. So I'll tell you what, if he loses next week against Northwestern, And the following week to Michigan State. We're not just talking about, is it his last season? Is it his last week at this point? Because that could very easily be a mid-season firing.
Drew, quickly, your thoughts?
That to me would be unlikely, Jared, but I think it's on the table now. I think that they'll give him, he's earned the right to coach the rest of the season and then evaluate, but it is not looking good. The snowball is rolling down the hill right now. Things are not trending in a good direction.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Nebraska type situation. I don't think he's going to be fired mid-season, but yeah, I definitely think that seat is getting warm right now. Well, let's move on to the Packers and an NFC showdown with the New England Patriots at Lambeau Field tomorrow afternoon at 3:25. The Packers fresh off a road win in an impressive defensive performance against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. What are the keys tomorrow for Green Bay to get another win and improve to 3-1 on the season? Drew.
I would say, Steph, that the key is that the Packers need to get out early, play from in front, score early, get a comfortable lead, and then just cruise, because the Patriots' defense is pretty solid. Offensively, they're challenged. So to put the Patriots behind the 8 ball with Mac Jones out and Brian Hoyer, or as we like to call him, Axel Hoyer, quarterbacking that team, you put the pressure on him. It's going to be, Bill Belichick is a great coach. He's going to make the afternoon difficult for the Packers, but they should win this game pretty comfortably. And the key is get out to an early start.
Jared, your thoughts, the keys to the Packers winning tomorrow against the Patriots?
Showing up, not missing the car ride over to the stadium. I mean, this is not the Patriots.
That easy?
This is not the Patriots of yesteryear, and as a longtime Patriots fan, it really pains me to say that, but let's be real. This is not the dynasty of the 2000s. This is not the Bill Belichick feared team that is rolling into Lambeau Field. So just show up and don't mess up too badly, and you should win this one by double digits.
I agree. As long as they don't turn the ball over, Aaron Jones hangs on to that ball, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw any picks, I don't see how the Packers cannot win this one tomorrow. Now, Patriots quarterback Mac Jones ruled out after suffering an ankle injury in a loss last Sunday. Journeyman Brian Hoyer will start in his place. So how much of an advantage do you think this gives the Packers, Jared?
Well, the last time we saw Brian Hoyer take the field, it was against the Kansas City Chiefs, and he had one of the most egregious time management plays before the end of a half that I have ever seen. Again, Patriots fan, I watch those games pretty intensively, and I never thought we would see Brian Hoyer start another game in the NFL, especially for the New England Patriots after that, and well, here we are.
Drew, your thoughts?
Yeah, this would have been a tough game for the Patriots to win, even with Mac Jones at full strength. But obviously, Brian Hoyer is what he is. He's a placeholder. He's a journeyman. He's if you look up journeyman in the dictionary, you'll see his picture more than likely, because that's the kind of quarterback he is. It makes you feel better about Jordan Love backing up Aaron Rodgers when you see guys like Brian Hoyer get the call. So I don't see him leading drives up and down the field and being dynamic. I just don't see that. The Packers defense was pretty good against Tom Brady. They should give Brian Hoyer all he can handle tomorrow.
Yes, they should, and especially on the road in Green Bay for the Patriots. I don't see how they end up winning this one. Well, Romeo Doubs named Rookie of the Week, hauling in 8 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown last Sunday against the Buccaneers. Hopefully one of many for the first-year wideout. Drew, how promising is this guy? I mean, could he possibly be the next Davante Adams?
He's quietly, it's early to say that. It's folly to say that he's going to be as good as Davante Adams, because Davante Adams might be on a path to be a Hall of Famer, right? He was just terrific. He's one of the best to ever lace him up for the Packers. But his rookie year is going to be more impressive than Davante Adams' rookie year. So that we got that to build on. And watching practices at training camp, every day he made plays that this made people pay attention. So this is no fluke. He's just continuing what he did when he walked onto the field, going all the way back to the summer.
All right, now it's prediction time for tomorrow's game. Drew, who do you have winning this one?
Well, we've laid it out already. The Packers should win this game. It would be a calamitous event if they lose this. I think it'll be a 27-10 score. I think that sounds about right to me.
I, too, have the Packers winning this one tomorrow against the Patriots. I say the Packers win this one at 21-10. Jared, your thoughts?
Oh, let's just make it a clean sweep. Green Bay wins 28-9.
I hope we're all, hey, maybe I'll remain perfect on my Packer picks this season so far.
You're going to change it last second again?
Did I bring that up?
Wrong?
No, I'm sticking with the Packers. All right, still ahead. The Brewers fighting for a spot in this season's postseason. The Crew closed the gap on a wild card berth with another dramatic win at American Family Field last night. A look at the Brewers' playoff chances next. You're watching Big 12 Sports Saturday.
You're watching Big 12 Sports Saturday, presented by George Webb Restaurants. Our kitchen's always cooking.